strong. It's going to be very breezy, and that is a chill factor.
So we're talking about the weather.
Yep. That's all we're talking about is the weather and the jacket.
So we went by the maker of the bench. What's his name? Steve
Williamson.
Steve
Williamson. Like on it.
Oh, Williamson. I wonder if he's related to the memorial. You should have asked him. Are you related to the Williamson?
He's quite aware that that's Williamson. He knows all those.
Oh, he does?
That's Williamson's very common.
And Marietta? Popular name?
I don't know about Marietta in the States. Williamson.
But then you think since there's a grave there...
It stems from the William the Conqueror. First Battle of Hastings, William.
So we're going to run out and do another test at the... So what are we going to do today? What's our itinerary? Let's go over it again. Remind me. What's your checkoff list for the day?
Well, I wanted to go to the cemetery, and I want to go to the American Legion. Maybe we stop. Now it's getting kind of late. We got to stop at the American Legion first and just touch base and find. I like to know who I contact if they do funerals and that sort of. Military interments. And according to I'm an American Legion member. I'm a post 37 member.
You want the American Legion to do your internment?
Yeah, they do better than the. I'm a member of both, Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW. But the American Legion's right next door. It's very easy for them to handle a color guard, and they fire the guns, 3 times.
Oh, you want a color guard?
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of American Legion. That's what they're doing. That's the only reason they're coming, is to give me a military. I'm a military man, and
You want a military funeral?
No, I want a military interment at the gravesite.
Okay.
Where they fire the guns when they put the.
So what's the difference? What do we talking about funeral, interment?
Yeah, we don't do funerals in family. We don't have any funerals.
What's a funeral? How do you define what a funeral is?
That's in a church where everybody gets up and talks about him and so forth, and
sometimes they have a viewing.
And then they have
they
have a wake afterwards, get together, and it's a very social thing. It's a big thing, and a lot of times they have the corpse open casket, and you go up and see the.
That's okay.
See
So
the
that's
body.
what our grandmother, Catsko's grandmother did on that.
I don't know anything about that. But
all right, hold on. Off to.
And go to American Legion.
American Legion first.
I was thinking maybe since we're going that way, on the way there, we could stop by the Joanne Toller's place just to go up and knock on the door and just run up and say hello to her. That's all.
All right. You know the way, right?
No, I don't know. I just know her address is Glendale Avenue.
All right, I'm going to put it in. So we're here at Marietta Times. My father wanted to come over here. I'm not sure why, but I'm here just to serve. So over here, he wants to say hi to Kate York.
Yeah, I've been in touch with Kate York and also.
But I've learned I just can't. If I say no, then he gets upset and everything else. So he's coming in to say hi.
Continuing with walking directions. Proceed to Washington Street. Then
So we were able to make it. Trailblaze a new route. But ultimately, maybe they should be walkways. Who knows? Tough call. But we came this way. He's gonna fall over. He's what are you trying to do?
Try to get on the front of the bench.
All right, well, let me push you. Let me get to work.
Almost on the side.
So can you explain the bench? So tell us about the bench.
bench
Hold on a second.
is a black. The top is a countdown of the activities that I engaged in through the years.
Can you explain the activities?
Well, I was a pilot of 7 different aircraft. I was an officer on 6 different ships, or midshipman, I should say. That's an officer. And then we come down to 5 universities. I got sent to University of North Carolina and Duke University and Ohio State University and the U.S. Naval Academy.
Okay.
And the last university for master's study was in Washington, D.C., Washington University in D.C. Then the next count is the 4 wars. 4 wars being World War II, Korea, the Vietnam War, and the Cold War, where we beat the Russians and they gave up without a shot being fired because we scared the heck out of them.
Okay.
Then we get to 3 wives.
What were your 3 wives?
3 wives, Marion, Hannah, and Maureen.
And Hannah is my mother.
2 Germans and 1 English. 2 loves refer to the. Start with my kids, Michael and Teresa.
Britain and Spain.
I lived in
Challenge and Win.
Challenge and Win, yes.
Acolyte and Crucifer.
That's at the church.
Act 1 and Sing.
I was in thespian and acting, and I was in choirs.
To Run. Ace. What's Ace?
That's playing tennis. That's when you serve and the receiver can't get to it. That's an ace.
Bomb. Strafe.
And bomb and strafe. Bombing this is weaponry, which I did in military with fighter planes bombing and with strafing with attack aircraft, the A-4.
To travel. Hike.
To travel and hike.
Where's your favorite place to travel and hike?
Everywhere. I love traveling and I loved hiking everywhere. And this is why it's such a irony that I was a trackman, cross-country champion, and a trackman, a regular trackman, and then I loved traveling and hiking everywhere. And I end up here with this sick leg, dumb leg.
What happened to your leg?
That came from a stroke from not a regular smoke. This is the one that only about 3 or 5% of the people get. It's called a hemorrhage, a brain hemorrhage, and they treated me for a wrong stroke.
And they messed you up.
And that made it worse. I had a little stroke when I got it, and then they gave me the wrong medicine, and I went all the way up to my shoulder, but I got most of my activity back. So
To give, help.
I love giving and helping people. That's the way Ohio people are.
In a way, your bench is helping, isn't it? There's no place to sit around here, so you're helping people even.
Exactly. That's exactly what I want to do. When I sat on a bench in my neighbor's yard, porch, and found out about the Naval Academy, I would like for them to maybe be inspired by.
Freedom, loyalty.
Those are my 2 I'd like to think are my characteristics. I fought for freedom of peoples all over the world, and I like my own freedom. That's why I live by myself. And I just think that this is a wonderful country, and it's one of freedom, and we want to bring freedom to other people. And loyalty is to my country, my service, and my family. I believe in being loyal.
Then you got your schools down here. MHS. what was that, Marietta High School,
Marietta High School, yeah.
Carolina,
It's North Carolina.
University of North Carolina,
Yep.
Duke,
Duke University, yes.
Ohio State,
Yes.
Annapolis, aviation. So I guess it's you've got
Intelligence.
okay, aviation intelligence.
Those are, but those aren't the schools. The 5 schools there. George Washington should be on the bottom, I guess.
And then George Washington. Yeah, George Washington's down there.
I couldn't think of the first word when I was going through this. That's it.
So in the front here, you got what? The class, Naval, U.S. Navy, 43 to 1970. Why did you leave the Navy in 1970? Why didn't you stay on?
I had 27 years, and I never wanted to go any further, and I exhausted my ability. It's on the side over there, I think. Doesn't it say something about that?
Has your ships on the side?
No, on the other side, on the end.
Okay, up anchor.
Yeah, that's the.
And it says, right here, it says from 632 9th Street, which we visited down there,
Right here.
age 11, dream come true to limit of ability.
That's why I went to limit my abilities.
Awarded and rewarded.
Awarded and
Re-
awarded medals
Okay, over 6
and
continents.
then rewarded by just being in the service and helping my country.
Now home again
Now home again
for some rest.
for some rest.
High and dry.
High and dry.
Cheers.
Aviator, high and dry as a sailor.
So what do you mean by that? It means you're not in the ground to
I'm
get
not
wet.
In the ground. I'm not in.
You're in the leg.
I'm in the leg.
So you have an empty leg. If you could have any woman in the world share that empty leg with you, who would it be? I mean, it could be anyone. Actress, movie star, anyone.
Oh, that's a good question.
Who would you put in that other?
Wonderful to have with me into eternity.
Who would you want to take
Say, my other leg,
in your other leg? Which is it? Which is your bad leg?
my right leg.
I know, but on this bench, which is your bad leg? So your good leg. So that could be your good leg. The woman sharing the rest of their life.
Eternity.
Eternity. High and dry.
Hundreds of years I'm going to be here, and I'm not going to be ashes in the ocean. I'm not going to be kept around.
So who would you want? Who would you want in the other leg?
My family here, my mother and father.
That's right, mother and dad.
Maybe my son will come here, and my daughter. Who knows?
Who knows?
Teresa, Michael could be right here.
So this is our family plot here.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm thinking about putting in a herb garden right in here. Feed the bees. Keep you company with some bees. Attract the bees to your bench.
Your grandmother wanted a dogwood tree there. It died at that corner of our lot.
Where is the dogwood tree?
It died. It didn't make it.
Where was it? Here?
Yeah, right there next to
Oh, right here is our corner?
Mother.
Or in the middle? Maybe we should put one in the middle.
Well, I could go anywhere, but
All right. She wants a dogwood. Well,
thing that would be nice.
why did she like a dogwood?
That was her favorite flowering tree.
The dogwood. Okay. We'll get a dogwood in the middle there. We'll just put the dogwood in. Why don't we just plant a dogwood in here?
Trees.
Glory to God in the highest.
That comes from I sang Handel's Messiah year after year after year with the local choir,
And that's what that's from?
and that's from the Messiah.
Handel's Messiah?
Handel's Glory to God in the highest. It's one of the.
You don't call this a tombstone, do you? I mean, this is...
No. It's more of a
Go on.
monument.
It's a monument, or you would call it
Actually,
ceremonial.
It's a ceremonial
Bench?
biographical bench.
Yeah.
Lullaby.
I mean, it's unique. There is no other. I don't think there's anything that even comes close to this in this
Exactly.
graveyard.
Yeah.
So
It's so close to where I started from.
you're right. You're right down there. There's where 6th Street. So that's 7th right there. Well, it's
10th Street.
that's 10th. So just two. No, you're right. That's 10th Street.
Yeah,
So that's 9th.
Next street down.
So you're 9th Street, right?
Yeah.
So you're basically, your house is just down where you started. Were you born in that house? No, you were born in the hospital.
Yeah, that's right. Old hospital, Tremont.
Tremont Hospital.
Corner of Fifth and Montgomery.
So this is the view.
But isn't it nice?
So you've had some challenges making this bench.